Hello everyone, my name is AeroFlame and today we'll be discussing the Chunin exams. The Chunin exams to this day remains one of the most iconic tournament arcs in anime history, rivaling the likes of the Dark Tournament from Yu Yu Hakusho and the Tenkaichi Budokai from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. The Chunin exams introduces us to a great deal of the Konoha 11 and gives us, for the most part, a general idea of what they're capable of, with the exception of Tenten, who was beaten by Tamari off screen. Now, I don't plan on talking about the narrative aspect of the Chunin exams today, as that would be a much longer video and we all have to start somewhere. Instead, I'm going to be talking about something that I haven't seen accurately done on YouTube. I'm going to be giving my ranking on the top 5 strongest genin during the Chunin exams from part 1, with a few stipulations. Rule number 1. All characters will only be allowed feats in scaling that we see up to the Chunin exams and during the Chunin exams. If I took this at the end of the series, a few of the members would be swapped with each other, and I'd like to focus solely on the Chunin exams themselves. Rule number 2. All characters will be assumed to be at their peak that was shown during the Chunin exams arc. Rule number 3. The list will not be based purely off of raw power, but also battle strategy, versatility, intelligence, and just general X factors like those. And rule number 4, this list is based on who can beat those under them most consistently. With all that out of the way, let's get right into the list. Number 5, Sasuke Uchiha. A lot of people are going to be confused by Sasuke's placement on this list, and that's understandable. Throughout the entirety of the series up to this point, Sasuke was our measuring stick. He was, supposedly, smarter, stronger, faster, and had a much larger array of jutsu than Naruto. Along with this, there is a databook statement stating that Sasuke is Gaara's strongest opponent, which should include Rock Lee. However, the thing to note about Sasuke is his ability to use Lightning Release. Lightning Release is a release that directly hard counters Gaara in his Sand, which is a purely Earth-style jutsu. This gave Sasuke a hard counter to Gaara, as he had a way to easily penetrate the shield that no one else did. In conjunction with Sasuke's speed being on par with Weightless Lee's, this did, indeed, make Sasuke his most challenging opponent, but not quite his strongest. If it were not for Gaara freaking out due to seeing his own blood even after getting tagged by Sasuke's Chidori, he would have still been able to easily kill him when his arm got stuck inside the sand dome, as it didn't do any fatal damage to Gaara. Number 4, Gaara. Another placement that I feel I will have to defend. Gaara, as I stated before, was able to effectively put Sasuke into a position where he should have lost if not for Gaara's mental instability. His absolute defense is very impressive, allowing him to force Sasuke to use the Chidori just to break through it, and even then, he still had a decisive advantage as Sasuke had to sacrifice his arm, which was immediately stuck within the sand dome. Gaara also possesses a great deal of defense due to the fact that his sand armor seemingly protects him from some of the most physically capable members of the Konoha 11, even the likes of Naruto and Rock Lee. With his devastating sand coffin and sand burial techniques, one of the strongest attacks that we've seen so far in the series, along with Gaara's natural defense, he is able to just barely edge out over Sasuke and take the number 4 spot. Number 3, Neji Hyuga. Neji is, for the most part, the measuring stick that we have to measure against during the Chunin exams. A suppressed Neji, directly after his fight with Hinata, was being directly compared to Gaara. His rotation was stated to be an even better defense than even Gaara's Sand, and he was stated to have never lost any of his many fights with Rock Lee. His Gentle Fist, which he has mastered to a higher degree than any genin should, allows him to completely bypass the physical defense of those he fights, which directly hard counters Gaara's Sand shield that he keeps over his body. It was also stated by Guy himself that the only way to defeat Neji was the high-speed taijutsu combo that was the Extreme Lotus. Using this line of reasoning, we can assume that every genin beneath the ones needed to complete this technique, Neji could react to, meaning that his combat speed is at least on par with the Gate 3 Rock Lee, which puts him far above Sasuke and Gaara's combat speed. On top of this, Neji displays a taijutsu prowess that should allow him to combat Sasuke, as Neji has no real ranged attacks and develops his rotation after the first round, meaning that all of Rock Lee's losses to Neji were in straight up scraps, pure taijutsu, and Neji won each and every time. This means that not only is Neji faster than everyone under him on this list, but he's also a much better fighter, with the durability bypass given to him by the Gentle Fist giving him the win in most cases. Neji is a powerhouse of a character, and as such, I'm very confident in his placement as third on this list. Number 2, Rock Lee. Rock Lee is a monster through and through. Weightless Lee is one of the fastest Genin that we see in Part 1, and is so much stronger than most other Genin at the time that it's almost comical. The only Genin whom I can say is definitively faster than Weightless Lee is Neji, due to the scaling that I provided when I ranked him. Even Sasuke, whom is stated to be as fast as Weightless Lee, is shown to be a bit slower, as Gaara is able to at least realize that Sasuke has moved behind him, while Lee just appears behind him and speed blitzes him before he knows what's going on. Not only does Lee have a speed that should allow him to effectively speed blitz most other Genin, he can also grow faster through his use of the gates. The gates grant him a massive increase in strength and speed, and he's able to activate the gates rather quickly, and he's even able to open up the second gate, which completely revitalizes him so fast that Kakashi didn't even know he'd open it. When using the latter form of the gate, such as the fourth and the fifth, he gains access to the Reverse Lotus, a series of high-speed attacks that Guy claims is enough to defeat even Neji. The Reverse Lotus, in my opinion, is the second strongest move in any Genin's arsenal for most of Part 1, and for those reasons I believe that Rock Lee gains a solid spot at number 2. Number 1. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto was one of the strongest ninja in all of Part 1. Kiba Inuzuka, who was well versed in taijutsu, needed to use steroid pills in order to try and defeat Naruto, and he still failed. This is while Naruto was still nursed from his interaction with Orochimaru in the Forest of Death, where Orochimaru made it harder for Naruto to access and mix Kurama's chakra with his own. We then go on to see that he's able to punch hard enough to crack open Gaara's sand armor, a feat that is only replicated by Rock Lee and Sasuke. He also had access to Kurama's chakra, allowing him to overwhelm Neji's defenses. To make a quick side note, we see that using Kurama's chakra not only gives him a massive amp to both his speed and his strength, but also gives him a pretty solid healing factor that allows him to heal from wounds that could be fatal in seconds. He was able to outthink and outpace the genius Neji in their fight, predicting what he was going to do and attacking accordingly. We also know he has access to massive amounts of shadow clones and can summon Gamabunta, which every Genin in all of Part 1 has absolutely no answer to. That's the end of the video. Leave a comment down below which I should do next. This has been your boy AeroFlame. Have a good day, gentlemen.